here at St Kilda there are about 1,400 little penguins just in a colony at the end of the jetty behind me. And Earthcare Australia is the conservation group that cares for these penguins, and it says that it's really concerned that this colony could be decimated as a result of bird flu. Also 40,000 penguins on Phillip Island as well. And they say that the actual window for any sort of vaccination is now well and truly closed because it would have had to have occurred before bird flu arrived in Australia. And of course now it has, and we have seen that mass death event in an island in South Australia's southeast coast, which has led to multiple deaths of greater crested terns. Now, we've also, of course, among the 58 confirmed cases and another 48 suspected cases in South Australia, have seen a confirmed case in the Coorong. Now, that's a really important wetland and waterway area, and that's the real concern that both governments and experts have, that besides being along the coastal areas, they are expecting that the deadly H5 strain will start to head towards those waterways and inland areas and potentially also start to get towards our agricultural areas. Now, among those positive cases in South Australia are silver gulls or seagulls, and they're the ones that really are known colloquially as the super spreaders of this H5 strain because they travel not only along the coasts but also into the inland areas. And here in Victoria we have now 7 confirmed cases after another 6 confirmations yesterday. And we also have another cluster of deaths that's being investigated in Victoria's southwest. But earlier on News Breakfast, we heard from the Federal Agricultural Minister, and she spoke about the concerns that all authorities have about the fact that this is now really quite unstoppable. This is what she had to say.
We have been very upfront with the Australian public that we cannot stop this from spreading. What we can do is be as prepared as we possibly can. We do know that it is highly contagious and highly virulent. This could be a long period of time and a very long journey. We have seen other countries have been dealing with this since 2022.
So that is Julie Collins, the Federal Agriculture Minister, speaking on News Breakfast a short time ago. And of course, there are also concerns for wildlife populations of mammals, including our dolphins, also sea lions, as well other predators of birds that are going to potentially get infected by this H5 bird flu strain. Of course, we are very carefully watching what happens in the agricultural space, and at the moment there are no poultry or agricultural elements that are affected. However, Julie Collins says that there is an additional $24 million in state and federal government funding that is being enacted as part of the emergency management plan. That's specifically also going to target some of those poultry producers to make sure that they have their biosecurity plans as ready as possible. Also the provision of clean water and food for their stock, and also ensuring that their birds don't get the opportunity to mix with any wildlife to try to contain any of that spread. But clearly it is so difficult given that we're talking about flying birds and the ability to contain this deadly strain. And we're hearing from experts that as those migratory birds continue to come from overseas in the coming months, it is going to be even harder to stop this strain.